Hi FlossTube, welcome back to Threads and Tales with Sarah. For my fourth FlossTube video, I just wanted to come on here really quickly and say Happy World Cross Stitch Day. I wasn't going to film a FlossTube because I'm desperately trying to finish my oldest whip, and then I thought, why not? It's fun, let's jump on here. So, I first wanted to show you my oldest whip, which is the Frosted Pumpkin Society's Once Upon a Time. I started this in 2015 when it was still a stitch along. Life happened and it ended up going on the back burner for a while. Partially, I started stitching this when we were trying for another baby, and I thought, well, I had two boys, so I thought if I have a girl, I'll hang this in her room, and if I don't, then I'll hang it in my craft room. Never occurred to me that the whole thing might not happen. So, well, actually did, but it didn't. So I ended up kind of putting it away once Mitch was diagnosed with cancer. And then when we did our cross-country move, the movers lost the floss. So it stayed away for quite a while. What I have left to stitch on this, whoops, hello, scoot over, is this square right here. You can see I just have to finish her little hair and her face, and then I'm doing a modification from a stitcher named Christy Harris. I don't know if she still stitches. I need to look her up. I mentioned her in my last video, I think, 2 videos ago. But she had the great idea to take what were the names of the months and instead stitch a little quote in each box. I will figure out how to insert a photo so you can see what this looks like, what I have done so far, as well as what it actually looks like, because the design as is just so cute. I don't know what this fabric is. I think it's a picture of this plus. It's an opalescent. It would have been 28 count because this was my first big linen project that I did. So I'm really excited to get this finished up, and I'm hoping to finish it tonight. It's pretty big here. But I also wanted to show you, oh, I guess I should finish my story. So now we are at this point and I wanted to finish the whip, but we also have this tiny little 2.5-year-old tyrant who runs our house, and so we'd really like to put it into her room. So I will be stitching her name on the bottom of that. Maybe her name or the year I finished, I'm not entirely sure. Frosted Pumpkin is definitely what got me back into stitching. When my bestie reintroduced me to it, I stitched a little, it looked like a postage stamp. It was very small. It was a little Valentine girl, and I was hooked immediately. I stitched it on Ada, and then I went to the store and stitched it on linen because I wanted to make sure I could do it, and then I just took off like a shot. So this was the first stitch along that I did with them, and I just got it back from the framer. Oh, you can see that circle lead in there, how funny. So you can see how cute this turned out. This is on an Ada, probably also a picture of this plus, and I think this is the Storytime Classics. I just loved how this was set up. If you're not familiar with Frosted Pumpkin, they had, I don't know if they still have, annual samplers where you sign up for it, and then in January they'll send you the first little part of it along with whatever framing you need for the whole year. And then each month throughout the year they send you another piece of the pattern. And it ends up just turning out so cute. I love all these little stories. Again, I'll throw in a photo so that you guys can actually see what it looks like a little bit more closely than me just being wobbly. So I have that one. I also just had this one framed, but I do need to adjust the framing. They made it a little bit crooked. Woo, I don't know how to do this without that ring light popping in. But this is the pumpkin passport. I think I had just gotten it back when I showed you my gallery wall, so it wasn't up yet. Maybe I threw it in there at the end. I'm not sure, but it's up now. I may need to open up the back and adjust some of the framing just a little bit and just pull so that this is straight across. I'm kind of picky when it comes to that. I do know that this one is stitched on brown sugar by Under the Sea Fabrics because that is like my go-to treasure map feeling kind of a fabric. But I'm very pleased with how this one turned out. Once I adjust the straight lines to be straight lines, will be golden. I think I have another one of theirs, but I don't know if I have it framed. Oh yes, I got the Happily Ever After, which I did show you on my gallery wall. And then I have another one that isn't framed yet. I just wanted to say thank you so much for all of the support and sweet words about our dog, Murphy, this week. I do have my little kiddos in the background, so that's fine. He ended up passing on Tuesday. It was very peaceful. The vet came to our house. It's not an experience I've ever had before, so I did a lot of Googling and still wasn't 100% sure what to expect, but man, if you ever have to make that decision and have the option to do it at home, it was so kind. It was so peaceful. It was like he fell asleep. And he was surrounded by all of us. We were petting him the whole time. He wasn't scared, he wasn't uncomfortable, and it was just such a gentle way to go. What I did not expect, which you would think, was 7 years was also the anniversary of my late husband Mitch's passing, which is why we chose to do that all on the same day. I now wrongly believed that I've gotten kind of used to the grief and it doesn't hit me as hard every year. And so I thought, well, Murphy will just be absorbed into that day and we'll have one sad day, but it usually goes okay now anyway. I was wrong. Turns out grief has its own plans and it takes you for whatever ride it feels like taking you for. So we've had a sad week at home. We've been pretty enmeshed in all of the feelings. All of the kids have rotated through their feelings. We have rotated through ours. We've had our on and off weeping moments, and it just really goes to show you that the bigger the grief, the bigger the love. And that, you know, really being able to show our kids this part of life has been difficult, but so important. That we all can get through it together and that we've had someone so wonderful to love on. And I'm gonna make my little producer cry, I think. I'm gonna try not to. So all of these things being said, I just wanted to thank you for your overwhelming support and kindness. Wish you a happy World Cross Stitch Day. And I also wanted to thank you for hitting 1,000 followers or subscribers. Holy cow, and that happened quickly. That was before or right as I posted my second video. We crossed that threshold and I am just blown away. So I did read a few things that you can't just loudly announce this on YouTube. So if you would like to tell me what you're working on for World Cross Stitch Day, I will randomly select a person to send these to. Kind of funny story. These are, oh my gosh, what's the color? Holographic rainbow unicorn scissors that I actually ordered at Midsummer Stitch, hosted by Lindy Stitches. When I opened my box full of amazing goodies, inside was actually a pair of flamingo scissors, which turns out I really love those. They so kindly also sent me what I ordered. I'd emailed them to let them know, check your inventory because I got the wrong thing, but I'm really pleased with the wrong thing because they're so cute. But they sent me these unicorn scissors anyway. So I would like to pass that on to another stitcher. I still have those blood spatter nails going on. So please tell me what you're working on for World Cross Stitch Day. And before I do my next video, or let's say in a week, what is today? Today's Friday. So by next Friday, I'll randomly select somebody and send these over to you. So thank you so much for all of the love and support and stitchiness and just really embracing me as I jump into this world of FlossTube. I couldn't have asked for a better, kinder, more incredible community. That's it for me today. Take care, happy stitching. I'm gonna get to work on this whip.